Hello, I'm Cindy Olivia. I'm from Biology of Rinji 2019, State University of Malang. I will present it about the heart, especially human heart. I will talk about definition, anatomy, function, cycle, and then heartbeat and responsibility. Let's get started. The first is definition. The heart is a complex muscular organ that pumps the blood through the circulatory system by rhythmic contraction and dilation. The heart weight is 300 grams and a little larger than the size of our fist. The heart is surrounded by a membrane cell called pericardium. Pericardium space is fluid filled to nourish and protect the heart. Next is heart location. The heart located between the lungs and the tip of the heart called apex. Next is heart anatomy. Heart has 4 chambers. 2 atria act as collecting reservoirs and 2 ventricles act as pump. The heart has 4 valves for pumping action of the heart and maintaining unidirectional blood flow. And this is the part of the heart. First is aorta. Aorta is the main artery that carries blood away from our heart to the rest of our body. And the next, pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery is a blood vessel which delivers the oxygenated blood to the lungs. And then left atrium. Left atrium is the upper right chambers of the heart. It receives oxygenated blood from the lungs and pumps it down in the left ventricle. And then is mitral valve. Mitral valve is a valve in the heart that is situated between the left atrium and the left ventricle. Next is aortic valve. Aortic valve is one of the 4 valves in the heart where the aorta, or the largest of all artery, begin. Next is left ventricle. Left ventricle is one of 4 chambers of the heart. It is located in the bottom left portion of the heart below the left atrium, separated by the mitral valve, and it is the thickest of the heart chambers and is responsible for pumping oxygenated blood to tissues all over the body. Next is right ventricle. Right ventricle is the lower right chamber of the heart that receives the oxygenated blood from the right atrium and pumps it under low pressure into the lungs via pulmonary artery. Next is inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava is a large vein that receives blood from the lower extremities, pelvis, and abdomen and delivers it to the right atrium. Next is tricuspid valve. Tricuspid valve is the valve that separates the right atrium from the right ventricle and prevents blood from flowing back into the right atrium during contraction of the ventricle. Next is pulmonary valve. It is one of the 4 valves which stands at the opening from the right ventricle in the pulmonary artery trunk. The pulmonary valve moves blood towards the lungs and keep it from sloshing back from the pulmonary artery into the heart. Next is right atrium. Right atrium is the right upper chamber of the heart that receives the oxygenated blood from the body through the vena cava and pumps it into the right ventricle, which then sends it to the lungs to be oxygenated. Next is pulmonary vein. Pulmonary veins is the vessel that carry aerated blood from the lungs to the left atrium of the heart. These veins are the only veins that carry bright red oxygenated blood. Next is superior vena cava. Superior vena cava is large valveless vein that conveys venous blood from the upper half of the body and return it to the right atrium. Next is function. Function of the heart. First is generate blood pressure. The second is route blood. The third is ensure one-way blood flow. Heart valves ensure one-way flow. And the fourth is regulates blood supply. Change in contraction rate and force match blood delivery to changing metabolic needs. Most healthy people can increase cardiac output by 300 until 500%. And heart failure is the inability of the heart to provide enough blood flow to maintain normal metabolism. Next is cycle of the heart. First, the blood in our bodies are used over and over again. The second, its movement through the heart and around the body is called circulation and can be viewed as cycle. And then, beginning at the left side of our heart, fresh, clean oxygen-rich blood is pumped around our bodies. The cells throughout our bodies take the oxygen from the blood and use it as fuel to work and grow. Cycle of the heart. The cells create carbon dioxide and other wastes that must be removed to keep the cells healthy. The blood is responsible for picking up the waste, delivering it to the kidneys, where except for the carbon dioxide, it is removed from the body. Then, the blood with its load of carbon dioxide returns to the right side of the heart. The right side of the heart pumps the blood to the lungs to get rid of the carbon dioxide and to pick up fresh oxygen. The oxygen-rich blood goes back to the left side of the heart and then pumped around the body to complete the cycle. And the cycle of the heart happens in less than a minute. And the next is the heartbeat. A healthy heart makes a lap-dap sound which comes from the valves shutting inside the heart. The lap sound happens when the blood hits valves between the atria and ventricle. The dap sound happens when the blood hits the aortic and pulmonary valves. They close up as the heart relaxes to fill the blood for the next beat. Next is responsibility of the heart. Through the blood it pumps, the heart provides oxygen and nutrients to our cells to keep us alive, and it also carries away waste from this active cell to special organ such as the kidney that rid them from our body. Thank you, and that's my presentation. Thank you for watching.